Hey everyone, it's Persona User Mike. I'm back, and back with a very special and fun video. This is about rare gems for music. So let me just give you a little bit of background about me. I am a music lover. I have had a little bit of experience in mixing around some reggae music back in the day, and I really love obscure and rare music. So I'm not a fan of the radio music a lot. There are good tunes on there, but I don't like the whole process of how the same songs keep playing every day, the same artists, and they get pushed down your throat. Meanwhile, there's thousands. There are more artists that are undiscovered than discovered. So when you're on YouTube and you're watching a video, you may see a recommendation from an artist you don't know. Most people will be like, I never heard of him, so they don't click on it. However, I'm different. When I see an artist I don't know, that's when I click on it, because I'm curious. You never know. There might be an artist or a song that you love, but you'll never discover it if you don't open up your mind. So that said, I have constructed a list of the top 5 rare obscure artists that I've found. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a link in the description for each artist to support them. So please support these artists, please buy their music and support them. They're fantastic artists. These guys should be playing on the radio every day for sure. There are some genres that can't be explained. They don't fall into any type of genre. There's a mix of like jazz, dance, classical. Even some of their songs have like rap in them. It's just all a mishmash. And well, a lot of these artists you may not know. Some of these artists have done songs with artists you may know. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to list my top 5, and it's going to be my favorite song from them. And I'm going to talk just a tad at the beginning just to say how I discover them. And then, like I said, links will be in the description. Please support the artists. They're great. Alright, so that said, here we go. Here's Persona User Mike's top 5 rare obscure music artists. Let's go. For number 5, Mindthings. Probably going to be the most rare and obscure one on here, as his music is mostly digital, not physical, and he's I believe he's in Paris or France. Absolutely great. It's like a mixture of classical with modern day dance. You can hear it out for yourself. How I discovered was actually at workplace. I was on hold and it was in the holding music, and I was listening to this and I'm like, this is not regular holding music. This is actually pretty awesome. Like it's kind of like background music, but it's too high for background music, and it's too, it's too mellow to just go out there and dance to. So it's just this right type of music where you're busy doing something, like you're cleaning or cooking or something. Fantastic. And there's some tracks with vocals in there that just set the mood. So and this one here has this revelation kind of feel to it, kind of like, we just surprised you with this, and you're like, wow. And some of them are upbeat and get you happy. He's a very rare and great artist. Please support his stuff. He's great. Number 4, the Postal Service. Wow, this is a rare. I mean, they have broken out a little bit. So some people have heard of them, but again, their genre is just so odd, as you can hear. It's a duo from LA, and these guys, I don't even know how to say it. It's like a little bit of techno electronic, you know, there's this 8-bit stuff thrown in here, and then a lot of their songs switch halfway through into something totally different, where at the beginning of the song it sounds like something else, and then it turns into something even greater. So how did I discover the Postal Service? And they do have CDs, and you could probably find them at some CD stores if there's still some around. So this one is probably the closest to mainstream, maybe. I'll get to the other ones in a minute, but how did I discover the Postal Service? I was on hold again. The same company I was on hold with, number 5, I was on hold for them. And I heard this song and I was like, what? What is this? I said, it's pretty catchy for a holding music. And I had to ask the person at the company, hey, what's in your holding music? And I didn't think I'd get an answer back, but I got a reply back with who the artist was, and I immediately Googled them, looked them up. I was like, oh my god. And I got the physical CD for this one, and they're fantastic. Support them, please. The Postal Service as my number 4. Number 3, DJ Okawari. He is well known actually over the internet. Many anime fans or J-pop fans, and he's very close to piano and classical music, a lot of his music. He does have a lot of guest artists, which is great, so keeps it refreshing. He has some with the hip beat in the background with the piano, so it's kind of like modern day urban piano stuff, right? So you can see me even head bopping to this one. This is one of the best tracks and most popular tracks, and it's great background music, again, to while you're doing stuff, or you're just, you know, whatever you're doing, traveling, driving, riding the bus, whatever. It's great music, great thinking music too. So how did I discover him? This was the classic, like I said in the introduction. I saw the name in a recommended list when I was one of the other artists on YouTube that I never heard of this. So let me click on a couple of them. The first 2 tracks were okay, but when I hit this one, I was like, wow, not bad. You know, and he's got talent. He's got a lot of talent, and he's got a few albums out there. And again, I've got the link in the description. Please support him. My number 3 choice, DJ Okawari. And I know some of you have heard of him, so please support him. For my number 2, number 1 picks, it was pretty much a tie to the last minute. I have trouble. These 2 artists are my favorite. For number 2, I've picked Yuna, Y-U-N-A. Now she's done a song with artist Neo, which a lot of you know. That's pretty. He's pretty mainstream now. This song called Lullabies is just incredible. Now she's got CDs out there. She's got digital as well, and there's copyright all over it. So again, please support I'm going to put her links down here at the bottom. And she's great. She's from Indonesia, and just her voice carries it. It's amazing. So the story, how did I discover Yuna? How did I discover Lullabies? That's a good one. So how I discovered the song was actually this version, the Adventure Club version. It was a couple of years ago when I first was interested in going to Anime North. It's a anime convention up here in Canada, and I was looking at YouTube for, I guess, how people dress, because I was cosplaying for the first time, so I wanted to check it out. And someone had a cosplay video from Anime North that year, playing this video in the background, and after watching I guess the people all cosplaying, and it was a live video, not just still pictures like some of mine. It was I got hooked on the song and hearing it over and over again, I was like, wow, this is great. And at the time, I didn't know who Yuna was, obviously. This is how I discovered her. But I knew Adventure Club already, because they're mainstream dance artists. They do a lot of remixes and mixed versions, kind of like how DJ Snake does. So they've turned that first part of the song into this fabulous, like, just listen to that. Wow, you have a beautiful voice already. You have a deep, emotional song, and now you put a catchy hook to it. Like that. It's catchy. And all her songs are great. She has a new one with Adventure Club again called Gold. You gotta check that one out too. You gotta support her. Her links are in the description. Please support her, buy her stuff. She does tours. She was here in Canada for the first time, and I missed her in 2017. I wanted to go. She's great. She's got a huge following now. You might have heard from her by now. But again, that's Yuna, my number 2 choice for Rare Obscure Artist, and it was a tough one for number 2. Number 1, Bonobo. Wow. Just, this guy is a DJ. This guy has this genre that's almost his own genre. It's like jazz, dance, and soul mixed in, and he always gets a different artist to do these really mellow, like incredibly, just these vibes are incredible. They get in your head and they're catchy. And he has done very well. He's been doing a lot of tours lately, so he does tour. And he's done songs with Erykah Badu before, which is a mainstream artist. Everyone knows her. However, his tracks, not only with other artists, but his own tracks are just so catchy to do other things at the same. You know, it doesn't even matter what you're doing. Like, I feel like dancing to this song. So how did I discover Bonobo? They are my favorite. This is my favorite. I say they, but it's one guy. But how did I discover it? My favorite artist. How did this happen? So, oddly enough, I was playing a video game on PS3 called Sleeping Dogs, and it's kind of like a Asian version of Grand Theft Auto set in China, and fantastic music. It's the same thing with radio stations when you get into the radio. However, this song was playing in the background, and I just stopped when I was driving just to listen to the song, and of course I looked it up, found it, and listened to his other stuff, and from there on it snowballed. And these artists, all of these artists deserve so much more credit than what they're getting. So again, that's Bonobo from my number 1 Rare Obscure Artist. Support all these artists. All their links are in the description. Check them out on YouTube and spread the word. You know, if you send me a message, put in the comments there. If you have any comments or questions about them, or if you want to know anything more about them, just Google them. They're fantastic. But best, buy their stuff. I've bought their stuff. I cannot say enough that these are rare artists that deserve to be on the radio, and they're not. Right? So let's support our guys and get out there, check them out. So again, this is Persona User Mike. Catch you next time.